Hey gang, AV here, and welcome to my review of the Marvel Universe Captain America action figure. This is the World War II comic book version of World War II Captain America. He includes classified file with secret code. He is a Hasbro product. He's a blister card figure. As we can see, the figure, his shield accessories, his base, and the top secret file behind him there in the bubble. Good original artwork up there, top corner. There's some legal stuff on the bottom. He is number 8 in Series 2. This is the back of the card. As you can see, you have a product shot right there in the top corner. Marvel Universe. He is number 8 again in Series 2. There's a little brief write-up on Captain Steve Rogers, if you'd like to read it. Here's some other figures available in the wave. There's Bucky, Iron Man, and Luke Cage. There's Norman Osborn when he was in charge of Hammer. At that particular time during the comic book Marvel Universe. Here's some more legal stuff right here, and that's about it for the packaging. We're gonna open him up and have a look. I already had this figure in my collection, but I needed a second one for his parts because I plan on customizing him. I'm gonna use the one I already have open to do the custom. This figure is going to I'm gonna keep as is as my go-to for World War II Cap. As you've been watching my my videos on my channel, you probably saw that I used this particular version of Cap for my size comparisons on all my Marauders Task Force World War II figures. And he's about the same size, if not taller than most of them, which is what he should be for World War II Captain America. He looks good with those figures. And here is his top secret file. I was never a huge fan of these, especially the fact that they were taped in. No matter what you did, the tape always tore the cardboard, particular tape that they used. And there's no way to safely unseal the file without ruining it. Even when you try to cut it, you're gonna cut into the paper. But inside this little file folder, he comes with his secret code, which you can put onto the website. Feel free to use it if you want. I'm pretty sure whatever promotion this used to work for no longer applies, but if it does, it's all yours. Here is his top secret file. If you'd like to read it, feel free to pause the video and do so. Okay, nothing on the back. And here is his little trading card, also in the file. Figure artwork, and here's his ID card on the back. Feel free to pause the video and read that if you wish. All right. Move that stuff off to the side here. Let's take his figure stand out, which is taped in as well. There he is. He's number 8 in Series 2. He is Captain America. Marvel is sculpted into the base itself with 2 foot pegs. Hold the figure securely in place. There's some copyright information on the bottom. These are good figure stands. Very solid. Here is his shield. Red, white, and blue stripes, and three white stars. very angular pattern. This is comic book accurate. However, in later years, these blue stripes were replaced with red. I am more of a fan of the red and white with the blue up top. I may repaint this for the custom that I do. On the back, he does have 2 elastic straps, and these are actual... I'm sorry, am I off camera this whole time? I apologize for that. There's the front of the shield. There's his elastic straps on the back, and they are actual elastic. And then he's got this little C-clip there that clips it onto his wrist. We'll see how well that works right now. Cap's right-handed, so his shield should go on his left. The clip should fit on his wrist right above his hand. But his wrists are pretty thick, so it's you may be better off using the straps, which work fine. I believe that's how I do it with my figure. Especially when you use it with that clip. He holds it pretty securely. These elastic straps also allow him to wear it on his back. Now bear in mind, a lot of modern shields in this scale have a peg for you to peg it onto his back. This figure does not. He does not have a peg hole either. So I think he predates that engineering design for these figures. And as you can see, you can fit it on his back quite well. Looks pretty good on there too. All right, let's have a look at the figure himself, and then we'll get to articulation, size comparison, and call it a day, huh? All right, toss that in there. So let's have a look at his sculpt and his paint. It's a good looking Captain America. It's a good body mold for Captain America. There is some texture for the chain links in his costume that you can feel. I like the fact that they went for the traditional World War II look, where he's actually wearing a skull cap instead of a full head mask. His head looks a little small on this particular body, but that's actually like a subliminal suggestion to make him look more buff. I learned that in art school. His red is not very vibrant, but it's nice enough. He actually has somewhat subdued colors, including the blue. He's a very good figure, though. Looks great. Let's go into his articulation now. So his head's on a ball joint. Can do a full 360. Can look down. Can look up, kind of. His arms can do a full 360. They can bend up about that far. He does have bicep articulation, so he can do a full 360 with the bicep. His elbows are single jointed, but he can get 90 degrees. He does have rotation at the glove, so he can rotate his arm all the way around. He has rib cage articulation, I guess you would call it. Ball joint, so he can move his torso all the way around. He has waist swivel, so he can swivel 360 degrees. His legs will go out about this far. The T-bars in these figures were never very good, and you don't want to force them because they are known to break. So he can put his legs, spread his legs about like that. He can put his legs forward about like this. He does have a double jointed knee, so he can get his heel back about that far, which is very good. He has a swivel at the boot, 360 degrees there. He can kick his heel back about that far and toes forward about that far. So he's got very good articulation considering his size and his age, frankly. Get him onto his base just to prove that it works. He does have foot pegs on both feet, and he's very secure on there. All right, let's do size comparisons now. Get him standing up on his own. All right, here he is next to a modern G.I. Joe, who stands at 4 inches tall. Zoom in. You guys are too far away. With this new setup, it's tough to get a good range, especially with the cards that go up instead of out. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. So I'll stop rambling and get on with the review. Here he is next to a vintage G.I. Joe figure. As you can see, he's noticeably taller than him. It'd be nice if everything was on camera. So size-wise, he's definitely fitting in more with the modern figures at 4 inches tall than the vintage ones at 3 3/4 inch. Here he is next to a Boss Fight Studio figure, roughly about the same size. And like I said earlier, you can see how he sizes up with all of my World War II Marauders figures that I've reviewed so far. He's in every single one of those videos, so I don't need to show that here. As far as World War II caps go, he is my favorite. The movie version is not too bad. I don't mind it, but this is the one that I grew up with. Comic books, I like the comic book version of the World War II cap a little bit more. I do highly recommend that you pick one up, especially if you're a fan of Marauders World War II line. He looks great next to those figures, and if you can find one, he was pretty affordable too. I think he cost me a grand total, shipped to my house, about $12. So, by all means, pick one up for yourself. This has been AV. If you like this video, check out my channel. If you like what you see there, then please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.